This episode of The Totally Rad Show is brought to you by Squarespace. Coming up, Matt Damon stars in a new movie, The Adjustment Bureau. What do we think? Well, stick around.
Today in movies, we are talking about The Adjustment Bureau, which comes out in theaters this Friday. And it's based on a Philip K. Dick short story. Philip K. Dick, of course, one of the most prolific, famous science fiction writers who happens to have a profane last name.
Oh, yeah. It's not that bad.
But he's inspired some of the most classic science fiction stories as well as movies. Yep. Blade Runner, Total Recall, Paycheck. I hear you love that movie.
We'll be there. We'll talk about it
later. Anyway, so The Adjustment Bureau follows a romance between a politician, played by Matt Damon, and a dancer, played by Emily Blunt, that is affected by mysterious forces keeping them apart. I have to say, we saw this trailer back at Comic-Con, and I did not realize that it was a love story. It is a love story.
It's a romance.
It's very much similar to Defending Your Life, which is a movie we all love, as well as a movie I loved growing up called Made in Heaven. I don't know if you guys ever saw it with Timothy Hutton. Both of them afterlife movies. This is not an afterlife movie, but there is some...
Heaven Can Wait?
Yes, I thought of that. I never saw... That's the Warren Beatty?
Yeah, and there was a remake with Chris Rock.
Right.
Oh, yeah, with football thing.
Yeah. Alex.
Yes.
What'd you think of The Adjustment Bureau?
Well, it's interesting. There's almost... It's almost like... This is not a mystery. There's nothing mysterious about this. The thing that I found the most disappointing about this movie, I didn't inevitably like it all that much. I found it kind of boring. The thing that I found the most disappointing about this movie was the fact that what I was excited going into to figure out is, who are these people? What are they doing with everything? Why are they adjusting people? Why can't these people? No, all of that is answered in the first 20 minutes, and it's answered like, oh, well, this is what we are. Okay, wait, what? And then it's like, now let's have this random love story of these two people who it's like, and it just didn't make any sense. Here's this guy who meets this girl, and then outside forces, without spoiling anything that does get revealed in the first 20 minutes, outside forces that are way gigantic, earth-shattering forces say, you know what, if you go after that girl, we're gonna like really scramble your brain and put you on like Africa for the rest of your life. That you go...
They didn't say that.
No, they didn't, but I mean, basically.
Sort of, yeah.
And then he goes, you know, for me, I'd go, well, she was nice. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the whole point, is that this love is supposed to be...
Yeah, but they did not,
tremendous.
In my opinion, earn that desire to go, you know, just meeting her was enough for me to go. And the fact that he goes, well, I'm just not going to tell them that I do this. They already told you who they are. They already told, I mean, you can't go, well, they won't see when we're at the coffee bean chatting, because it's not like they have, you know, it's not like they can see everywhere and this is a whole, you know what I mean? It's like, no,
People that haven't seen this movie have no idea.
I know, but I'm trying to be as vague as possible, but with also being...
you're just being vague.
I know. Yeah. Anyway, long story short, because it wasn't the mystery that I sort of signed up for, because I didn't really buy the romance, I thought the chemistry was great. There was a lot of really great, fun stuff in this movie, but the majority of it I already saw in the trailer. So for me, I just was kind of bored, and then it inevitably ended in a kind of, well, of course that's how it's going to end kind of way. So it happened. It happened. It happened to me.
Do you wish that someone had adjusted your life into not seeing this movie?
Maybe. Well,
Jeff,
it wasn't that bad at all, but it just sort of happened. Yeah. I could very easily have never seen this movie and been okay.
I know that feeling. Jeff?
I don't know that feeling as well, because I agree. Yeah. I didn't love it either. I find Matt Damon very charming. I really have never disliked a role he's played. He's just a solid actor, puts in a solid performance. And here, that's the case as well. I agree with you that the premise is ultimately disappointing. It's man defies the gods for love, which is a story that is as old as stories.
Yeah.
You know, that is one of the first stories. So what it brings new to the table is the metaphor of the boardroom.
Also, the first story.
What?
It's also the first story.
Right. Yeah. Right. Adam and Eve.
The first
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
So what it brings new is this metaphor of that corporate structure of the chairman and which is clever, but it doesn't go much beyond that. It doesn't go from there to being really interesting. It's just this layer on top of a story we've seen a lot.
I was hoping that it was going to be, we're telling you it's this in 20 minutes, but by the end, it's something else, and it's amazing and epic this happens. And
as much as the rules are laid out, and we talk a lot about science fiction films or fantasy films needing rules, and I firmly believe that, and as much as they are laid out here, there's a lot that still doesn't seem to fit. Like, there's powers, and yet there aren't powers, and why can this guy defy them in such a way and then be befuddled by that? There's a lot that I found myself going, well, but what about,
Yeah.
So as much as like you, Alex, and as much as I enjoyed the sort of charm of our leads and seeing them fall in love, when there's a lot of really solid, nice stuff there as a romantic movie, it just didn't go anywhere else for me.
Yeah. I think I may have liked it the least out of the pack here, and I think the good in this that I found in the movie is
The ending.
Emily Blunt. I've never enjoyed her in a movie until The Adjustment Bureau. I thought she was very good. I was taken by her, and the premise is the idea behind things is kind of fun, but I've never felt this way about a movie, and that I feel like it was just the wrong genre. If this was made in the 80s with Bill Murray, it would have been cool. If it was made in the 90s with Jim Carrey, would have been cool. And Matt Damon in this role was completely bizarre. I don't know why he chose this movie. It was very cheesy. He usually, this movie, if it was going to be serious, it needed a very light touch. Unfortunately, it was incredibly heavy-handed. And it was you can't make a movie that deals with this subject matter and be this serious about it and be this precious. It just comes off surfacey. But if it was a comedy, and then the rules, like in Groundhog Day, we don't need to know the rules of what's happening because it's a comedy.
It's happening.
It's a different. It's a different tone.
Well, we know that we need to know the rules. We don't need to know why.
Right. Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So I think this would have been a really if it was Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler even doing a somewhat serious but also jokey thing. This could have been a really fun, funny movie. And if the Bureau guys were funny, and not like dead serious about their crap, like it would have been. Then I would have found some charm. Wow, I did not understand Matt Damon in this. I didn't understand his performance. I didn't understand his choice to make this movie.
Yeah. It's funny that you brought up Bill Murray because I was sitting there going, obviously Groundhog Day, but also Scrooged. It feels very much like Scrooged.
Yeah.
I love Scrooged.
It's not an afterlife movie, but it has these relationships to the afterlife movies.
Yeah. And we don't really see those movies that much anymore, And it used to be so many of them. And it's kind of cool that they went there, but it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Adjust yourself.
Yeah.
In the pants.
Don't look in the bureau. What is a bureau? Is an organization, but also a
chest of
drawers.
things,
right? So
like a
chest of things.
Don't open it. Don't open it.
Don't open it.
All right, everybody, remember to stick around for this day in rad history. But first, sponsors: Daniel Trachtenberg.
Squarespace. If you want to make a website, or if you have an existing blog that you want to roll over it so you can make it look awesomer with Squarespace, you can do that. You can also do cool they have all this geolocation stuff. So if you have like Gowalla, or what are the other like?
Foursquare,
right.
Facebook Places.
You can add
Google
that
Maps Live.
right
Google
into
Live
your
Maps.
Squarespace site.
Yep.
And they have the awesome, kick-ass iPhone app that lets you see comments right away, respond to them, even post from your iPhone. Pretty awesome. Head over to squarespace.com/TRS and get a 2-week free trial.
Correct, Amundo. People, we will see you tomorrow. Go to bed. What?
Don't miss tomorrow's episode where we go to battle with Media Mashup.
Today is March 2nd, and on this day in rad history, in 1953, the Academy Awards, which we just happened a couple days ago, but the Academy Awards are first broadcast on television by NBC. So up until the 50s, it happened and people heard about it, but they didn't get to see it.
Right.
There's acceptance speech, all the thing, ever since 1953 have been going on.
That sounds like a long time.
Yeah.